Thank you so much for joining us today on the OMVAI Talk Show. Miss Apra Kuchhal is here for an interview, and I'm just so honored to have her as a guest. I've been so inspired by your enthusiasm, your charisma, your journey. I've seen parts of videos, I've seen your posts, and I'm so inspired. And I'm just wanting to know, how did you get to where you are today? What's your journey been like?
First and foremost, thank you so very much, Vaibhav, for inviting me to this show. I must congratulate you that you are doing a fantastic job. We are so proud of you with all your achievements, with all your accomplishments. And every time I see you, I meet a new Vaibhav, I meet a better you. Many, many congratulations to you for all this.
Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind.
You're welcome. Coming to your question, I think all these years I have worked with a lot of hard work and with a lot of integrity. And this has really helped me to be where I am. I give a lot of credit to my parents for bringing me up in such a manner where I could adapt to various changes and at the same time be very, very patient about things happening around me. So many times I get very surprised by the kind of patience that comes out of me as a person in various circumstances. But I think this is because of my parents. This is how they have brought me up. Moreover, I think I'm very fortunate to be married to somebody who has shown immense patience himself. He's a very patient human being. And we've kind of got together in a manner wherein we've tried to get the best out of each other. So I'm very thankful to God. I'm very thankful to my family, my husband, my children for playing such an important role.
That's amazing. I have met some of your extended family. I've met your husband. They're all very supportive of your journey. That's been very evident.
Thank you so much.
And everyone in Jaipur has really supported your journey as well. That's been a big part as well. So, ma'am, tell me a little bit more about your journey. How did you become such a fine entrepreneur? I mean, what steps in the journey brought you to where you are now?
Vaibhav, I firmly believe, and this is what I've learned from my parents, that for any kind of child or for children, you need to start at a very early age. You need to start young. The entrepreneurial qualities have to be instilled by the parents at a very young age. It's not important, we're not talking about how to earn money, but it could be a small innovation or it could be a small experiment, it could be anything. I started my journey when I was barely 16 years of age, where I started teaching in a nearby school. I used to go to teach English for 2 hours. That gave me a lot of confidence, and that was my first platform to be talking or to be meeting new people out of my own community, be it my schools, be it my relatives, or be it my extended family. Then after that, I started comparing a lot of programs, a lot of events. My parents always encouraged me to take up new jobs. Earning money was not important aspect of it, but gaining experience, gaining knowledge was it was very important. I started to write, I started to compare, and I started doing some professional assignments in terms of comparing. Then I got married. And then after that, also, I was working for a PR company. I worked for a FM company and got into family business. Again, was a part of comparing events. Family business journey is not that simple for any woman who's married into a joint family. So when I came in, I had to really make my place in this family. But again, as I told you, my patience or my honesty or my belief in myself really helped me. So from the restaurant business to now the business of my father, that's furniture, I've tried to juggle few things. And as they say that, a woman can juggle so many things, provided you believe in her, provided you give her that kind of love. So I'm very fortunate to be getting that love from my family. After my marriage, I joined the FICCI Ladies Organization. I was fortunate enough to be heading the FICCI Ladies Organization in 2014. Then US State Department happened to me, wherein I represented my country uh, at a forum, at a global forum. It gave me a lot of confidence. Ever since that, then, the US State Department, the Vital Voices, this organization has invested in women like me, women leaders like me. They keep pushing us, they keep connecting us to others, and I've gained a lot of knowledge by being a part of it. The industry also has helped us a lot. The FICCI Ladies Organization or the Confederation of Indian Industries, that has really, really helped me. I also represented India at a group study exchange, wherein I went to England, in Cornwall in England, to stay with family there for about 4 weeks. That gave me a lot of chance and a lot of opportunity to understand about any culture. And once you live with local families, you understand the cultural differences you have, and at the same time you become more patient and more accepting to all the things around you. So I think this has been a small journey of mine, wherein I have tried to juggle, wherein I've tried to put, or as they say, in a jigsaw puzzle, you try to fit various pieces. That is what I have done.
That's amazing. That's amazing that you have experience in so many different avenues and so many different forums. I'm sure it's also very challenging as a woman entrepreneur. Can you give me an example of how, as a woman entrepreneur, you have had a challenge and had to overcome it?
In the previous question, I forgot to mention about one very important aspect of my life, a very important part of my life. That is that now I'm a social entrepreneur. I run an initiative called WeCare, which is an initiative to promote women, youth
Right, right.
connect, and art and culture. Now, this is something which is very close to my heart. I try to and I try to connect a lot of dots through this, and I try to gather a lot of experience through this. Now, coming back to your question, you had asked, sorry, can you repeat the question again?
Right. So can you talk about some of the challenges or a challenge or obstacle that you've overcome, you know, in your family business with WeCare, with all the different organizations? What are some of the common challenges that you found that you had to overcome as a woman entrepreneur, and how did you overcome those challenges in the various lines that you've done work?
Vaibhav, we have been very fortunate to be growing up in an age where it's not that difficult for a woman entrepreneur. Yes, there are a lot of difficulties, but as compared to what my mother went through, to the times now, things have become much better, I would say. Talking about women empowerment in my state or in my country, things are much better. If I had to face a problem, you said, see, there are a lot many problems. We need to we need to face a lot of challenges. We face a lot of challenges, but then we emerge as leaders. We find that, somewhere or the other, we need to address these problems in a unique manner. One thing which I feel that many women entrepreneurs face a difficulty is work-life balance. It is a very, very important aspect, wherein they try to balance things, but somewhere or the other, either the work takes a back seat or the family takes a back seat. What is something which is very, very important, that you need to do what you're passionate about. In case if you're not that fortunate to be doing that, that's fine, that's absolutely fine. But if you're not doing something which you're not passionate about, but at least you need to believe in what you're doing. If you do not believe in anything you're doing, then there's no point to do it. I've seen a lot of women struggling a lot in their businesses because they don't do things they believe in. If you do not believe in things you're doing, there's no point doing in things. I've seen a lot of women just having a lot of emotional baggages about relationships. It is good to talk or communicate about those baggages, because unless you talk about certain things, you will never be able to achieve that kind of happiness, that kind of inner happiness. And if you're not internally happy, you cannot do things on your own. So work life balance, and I often talk to women about work life balance. I tell them that if you're married in a family wherein things are not allowed, please communicate. Yes, in our joint family structure still in India, so many things may not be allowed, but there is a way to talk it out. There is a way to communicate. There is a way to bring out things. Rather than being victims to certain situations, it's better to talk about certain things. So work life balance is one challenge which a lot of women entrepreneurs face, and somewhere or the other they miss out on such things. So yes, I think this is the major thing which I feel that I managed in a fairly decent manner.
That's great. That's absolutely inspiring. I wish to introduce you to my sisters and my sister-in-law so that you can share your journey with them as well.
I'd love to. Thank you.
One day soon, one day soon. So the work that you've been doing with the Rajasthan Forum, tell me how do you feel about arts and culture and the development of it in Rajasthan state?
Rajasthan Forum is a body of eminent personalities, eminent artists from Rajasthan who have worked a lot to get the Rajasthani culture, whether in terms of arts, sculpture, handicrafts, paintings, music, dance forms, in any kind of forms. And they have made a mark for themselves, their state, their country, everywhere. So this is a body which is running here in Rajasthan. It comprises of so many artists from Rajasthan. I am the executive secretary of that organization. In Rajasthan,
Wow,
there.
that's
Thank
great.
you.
Continue, sorry.
In Rajasthan, we have a lot of artists who are doing such amazing work. Rajasthan is a state which is culturally very, very rich. So Rajasthan Forum, through its activities, provides platform to these artists to connect with the local audience, to connect with people. It gives a chance to the people of Rajasthan, to the people of India, to know about these artists, to appreciate their work, and somewhere or the other, it helps to preserve our culture, which is very, very important. There may be many, many problems. I'm not denying the fact. For any kind of art to be alive or to preserve any kind of art or culture, there are a lot of efforts that need to be collectively done from the government, from the stakeholders, from the individual organizations, from the artists. But it's very important to start. So Rajasthan Forum started it. And I'm very happy to share that, during this lockdown also, wherein artists did not have money to have ration at their homes, or to even kind of have food for their children, we gave them a platform wherein they performed on Facebook, through Facebook Live. They performed for the audience, and in return, we were very happy to extend their honor, to extend an honorarium to them, because at the end of the day, we must understand they are respected people. Everybody, whosoever is performing some kind of art and culture, are waiting for that appreciation. Unless we try to bridge up that gap, we try to act as a catalyst, we will not be able to connect the dots. So this is how we did about approximately 30 events in about this lockdown. And we got a lot of love from these artists sitting in remote parts of Rajasthan, Barmer, Jaisalmer, wherein, they did not even have access. So many times the internet connection got broken because of that, because they did not have access to high speed internet, and the event got delayed. But the spirit was very, very high. So Rajasthan Forum has been doing many programs before the lockdown also, to showcase the Rajasthani art and culture. And I think we've been fortunate enough to get a lot of love of the people of Rajasthan.
That's great. I appreciate and thank you so much for making such a big difference in artists and in their lives. You know, Rajasthan is my home state. It always has a special spot in my heart, and it continues to grow when I hear about different people doing things to highlight the Rajasthan state.
So
So,
the quote I'd like to add here. So the chairman is Pandit Vishwamohan Bhatt, the Grammy Award winner Pandit Vishwa Vishwamohan Bhatt, Bhatt. He's a Grammy Award winner
oh wow, that's the
from
chairman.
Rajasthan. Yes, we have culturist Sandeep Bhutoria. You know him. SUN.
Yes, yes, I know who you're speaking of. Yes, he's wonderful. You know, I met him in London as well. We had coffee. We had a wonderful conversation. It was such a small world. I just happened to be there at the same time he was. He's lovely.
So there are many Padma Award winners. Uh, Padma Award winners from Rajasthan as a part of this organization.
That's great. It sounds like you have a wonderful team and everybody there believes in the overall vision, and that sounds incredible.
Thank you.
So if I can move on to another question, can you tell me, how do you feel about the diversity in Rajasthan? Do you feel that we really represent diversity in Rajasthan? I'm thinking about the women in Rajasthan, people with disabilities. How do you feel about the diversity nowadays? What do you think the plan should be over the next 5 years to highlight or profile some of those folks?
Rajasthan is a mix of faiths, practices, and diversities. Rajasthan has always showcased a vibrant display of cultures. Life in this desert land is all about traditional ways of living, as you know, be it the architecture, the costumes, the cuisines, the local dialects, the arts, crafts, fairs, festivals. There is a unique charm today in Rajasthan. And Rajasthan has really developed like any other Indian state. And because it's a gorgeous state with its cultural aspects, I think people get drawn to this state. And as you belong to Rajasthan, you may know that we take pride in so many different colors and so many different kind of fairs, so many different type of costumes, festivals, everything. Talking about diversity, yes,
Right.
Rajasthan has been able to give a place to various kinds of people, to various kinds of communities. And somewhere or the other, there is a lot of work that has been going on in the state. I feel what we need is some kind of a policy formulation at the state level, wherein newer aspects, newer things could be introduced. The chief minister of the state, whether it be from any political party, always before the state budget is out, they ask for suggestions. And somewhere or the other, they try to incorporate these suggestions also. So I feel that lot many suggestions have to go in this direction to them. And somewhere or the other, there has to be a policy framework that needs to kind of also accept lot many communities in the state, wherein we can have a more more stronger state in terms of different communities or different kind of interest groups.
Right. Yes, I can see. I can see that as we move forward, inclusion is a lot, but it does take a lot to do that policy framework to contribute to bring equity and justice for all of the various members of the communities in Rajasthan itself.
Interestingly, in Rajasthan, the literacy rates have gone higher. There are many schemes related to women which have been introduced. But at the same time,
Really?
the cases of domestic violence still exist in the society. So I think we really need to fight together to eliminate this kind of domestic violences that are happening. And especially during the COVID times, there are many cases reported, unreported, of domestic violence happening here in the state. So I feel there is a lot more that needs to be contributed in terms of awareness and in terms of educating people, and that the state has to play a very, very important role.
That's true. I didn't realize about the literacy rate being so high. I mean, that's great. That's good to see that the numbers have improved over time. And when we talk about domestic violence, that is an issue that's very sensitive, but is not talked about, and it needs to be highlighted.
Yes, absolutely.
I appreciate so much that you have shared your journey and your experiences and your perspective with us. Outside of your organization, which two organizations have you worked closely or know the most people at?
Uh, I know a lot many people from Vital Voices. So Vital Voices, as in the beginning I had shared with you, it is this organization. It is a not-for-profit who are investing in women leaders. They really invest a lot of time, efforts, and money on women across the globe. And somewhere or the other, there is so much to learn and so much to connect through Vital Voices. I've been on various Vital Voices programs to the states, and somewhere or the other, we've always found women groups from which I have learned so much. They always connect us with women from different origins, different cultures, different ethnicity, and somewhere or the other, we discuss lot many issues. That gives me a lot of confidence. It gives me a lot of strength, to how to fight with the situations here in our country. I'm very happy to share that Vital Voices has played a very important role in my life. How Vital Voices has helped me to align my personal mission with the mission of my organization, how it has helped me to pay it forward, how it has helped me to understand the importance of having a mentor in my life. They've always given us amazing mentors, and I'm also very happy to share that I am also mentoring few women because I have realized that having a mentor is very, very important. So Vital Voice,
Congratulations.
thank you. So Vital Voices has really played a very important role in my personal growth, in my life, in my attitudes, in my overall life. The second organization I feel that's really played a very important role in my life is FICCI Ladies Organization. That was my first step to get in touch with so many women entrepreneurs. I could never imagine myself heading a ladies group wherein they were all women entrepreneurs. They were doing somewhere or the other. They were either into professional services or they were into not-for-profit organization, but all of them was working somewhere or the other. They were all working. So I remember about 550 women. If you're heading a group of about 550 women entrepreneurs, it gives you a different dimension in life, because it tells you that, you know, how amazing we have, how amazing the community we're all living in. You try to appreciate as to what is happening around you. So I think FICCI Ladies Organization really, really helped me to connect to the dots. I know a lot of people across India through this. The third organization that really helped me a lot is Prabha Khaitan Foundation. This is a not-for-profit. Prabha, P P R A B H A Khaitan, K H A
Got it.
I. Yeah. So they are working for promotion of art and culture, and they are working for preserving languages. They have really, really helped me to understand how important it was to work for the promotion of regional languages, because language is how our culture is known as. Until and unless we preserve languages, we will not be able to preserve our culture. So I learned a lot through that organization as well. And somewhere or the other, I know a lot of people through that also. So yes, there are many organizations, but at the moment, I'd like to mention about these three.
That's amazing. And that's
Thank
amazing
you.
how each one of the organizations you have contributed to. I mean, how do you manage the time to juggle so many different causes? And like you were saying about the work-life balance and how important that is as a woman entrepreneur, how do you manage your time and your contributions and efforts with all of the various organizations?
Vaibhav, I feel that if you believe in something, you can do it. That inner belief has to be stronger than anything else. If that inner belief is stronger, if you're convinced you can do it, there is nothing that can stop you from achieving or doing anything. It's okay if you sleep for 5 hours in a day. You will get out with a different kind of energy if you love what you're doing.
That's true. I absolutely agree and support that statement. I wish I had the level of energy that you do towards all of the organizations.
But you inspire me each day.
All right, I'll accept that. Thank you.
Pleasure.
So you meet a lot of different people.
Mm-hmm.
If you met someone who was very stubborn and did not want to do what you were both setting out to do, how would you convince them to participate and work through it with you?
So many times we do face a lot of challenge like this. So I try to first lend my ear to them, first to talk to them and just listen to them first, that what is that is stopping that person from getting involved, or what is that which is stopping that person from believing in that cause or working towards it. I take this very, very openly, because so many times I may be going wrong. If I feel that the person's personal mission is not in alignment with what I'm talking about or what I'm asking him or her to do it, then I respect that person's, judgment, and I leave it there, because there is no point convincing anyone or forcing anyone to do if, as I said, they do not believe in that. But if I find some ray of hope, I try to work upon a little gap there. And if I feel that that little gap can let my thoughts to flow to that person, I try my best to talk to that person about it and leave it there. Once I have spoken to that person, I just leave it there and leave that person to assimilate that kind of thought. And I ask that person to get back to me in case they're interested. If they get back, I feel yes, we can talk it ahead. And if they don't get back, I think I respect. Because Vaibhav, in our country, we as Indians grow up saying yes more number of times than saying no. As children, we are taught to say
True.
yes to everything rather than saying no. Because if you say no, you're not obedient. If you say no, you do not have those kind of manners. If you don't say yes, you're not accepting. So we are judged if we say no. It is very important to respect somebody's no, because if that person is saying no, it means a no for me.
Right. Right. That's a very powerful statement. You know, you're right. In our culture, most of us don't even accept a no. And that comes with how we're trained. And so it's important that we impart that respect and that wisdom to the next generation to really start to respect the no if need be.
It's all about making intelligent choices. Yes, it is about working hard, but at the same time, it's about working smart.
Right. Right. I think it depends on circumstance. Um, you froze, sorry. It depends on circumstance, you know, and if we can find pleasure and be happy with ourselves, then we're able to contribute to that outside of us.
Absolutely.
So we have just a few minutes left, but I want to ask a couple of fun questions, if you will indulge me.
Absolutely. Please go ahead.
If you had a magic stick, what are 3 things that you would change in your home state, or in the world?
In my home state and in my whole world, if I had a magic stick, I'd like to really change the insensitive behavior which many a times people have. I feel it's very important to be sensitive towards others. They treat themselves in an unkind manner, and they treat others also in an unkind manner. So it is very important to love yourself and love others. So I feel one thing that I'd like to change is that. The second thing I'd like to change is the state of utmost distrust which we have for others. We don't trust people easily. It's very important to trust and to move ahead, because that is how relationships and connections are made. Third thing which I feel very perturbed about is violence. Any kind of violence, be it domestic violence, be it any kind of violence, that really takes my heart away. It's very important to have a different kind of a mindset for that. One last thing which I think is very important, we as children used to study this subject called moral science, wherein we were always told a story, and at the end of the story there was a moral that made a lot of sense. I think today's generation has to learn about these moral science lectures more than anything else. They need to talk about morals, principles, and values, because if they're strong in that manner, they can move ahead in a more responsible manner.
Wow, those are great. And I love that you are thinking of others in this world. That's very inspiring to me. That's
Thank
very.
you.
What are, okay, 3 words. You have to sum it up in 3 words. What are your 3 main values that you carry with you every day?
Integrity, honesty, and resilience.
Beautiful. Those are beautiful words. They're so very clear. And you're absolutely right. Those fit you. That's what you impart to the world.
Thank you.
If you were to write a book, what title would you give the book? Like, because I do believe that you will write a book. You have so much to contribute to the world. So what will you title your book?
Create your own story.
I like this title. Create your own story. Wow, that's a great title. I'm looking forward to purchasing your book, and don't forget to invite me to the launch of your book, okay?
Thank you.
You froze. So we have 5 minutes left. I just want to thank you for sharing your journey and being so open with us and sharing your story. It's been very inspirational to hear from you. You are quite a role model. You're not a role model for women. You're a role model for men. You're a role model for people who are differently abled, for the world. It's not just the community of women that you're inspiring. It's everyone in general that you inspire. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for your kind words. I wish I can contribute more towards differently abled people. I wish I can contribute more towards protecting the rights of women. I wish I can contribute more towards youth suffering from drug abuse.
Yes. And it's coming. You're already contributing so much, in the various organizations and the various platforms you have. And I'm looking forward to watch the continuation of this journey and where you go next.
Thank you so much.
Oh, one last thing. Say again. Can you teach me something that I don't know in the next 2 minutes? Teach me something I don't know. Teach me something new.
Okay, this is something very interesting. There is a lady called Patty Sellers from the Fortune. She had shared it with us, and this really made a lot of impact in my life, and I always talk about this. She said, and I'm not too sure, I think Sheryl Sandberg said it, or somebody, I'll have to check it, but yes, Patty shared it with us. She said, life is a jungle gym. You need to capture every opportunity coming your way. It is no longer a step ladder, one above the other, but like a jungle gym wherein you need to juggle, go up, juggle, go up, juggle, go up. Just get all the opportunities coming your way. That will help you to be a successful leader. That will help you to be a successful mentor, and that will help you to be a successful human being.
Wow, that is something wow, that's an incredible statement. I will keep this in mind every day. Yes, I can see how valuable that is. I just again want to thank you so much for joining the talk show, allowing me to interview you, and I'm hoping I will see you soon in Jaipur.
Yes, I'm waiting to see you. Thank you so much, Vaibhav, for all that you're doing. I am so indebted to you for this show. I am so indebted to you for all the efforts you are taking to, connect us with a different lot of people. Many wishes to you, many blessings to you. May God bless you with a lot of happiness, lot of inner strength, and lot of willpower.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. So let me turn the recording off. And we thank Mateo for being the interpreter today.